Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Zeba Khan. Welcome to another video in the Loving Muslim Marriage series. I'm here with our guest, Dr. Bashir Ahmed, who is a practicing psychiatrist with over 50 years of experience in both the academic and practice fields. And as you know, in this series, we've tried to talk about some of the misconceptions and some of the issues that Muslim couples face, especially with regards to intimacy in their marriages.
Sex is still a taboo subject. People are hesitant to talk. That's the reason very seldom you have seen any seminar or workshop announced about sexuality, where people can come and openly talk about it. On the contrary, during the days of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
women were never hesitant to ask the question, even openly. They talk about menstruation, they talk about the marriage, they talk if the father is making the arranged marriage, can I refuse that? And Prophet said, yes, you can, you should. So it was an open subject. But somehow it became a taboo subject, and women are told to listen what the parents or our scholars are saying, obey and follow. They don't even have right to ask. In Quran, God says that we have created mates from yourself, and we want you to live in peace and tranquility with kindness and mercy. What this message is, that God is expecting man and woman both, as a husband and wife, to show kind and mercy. They should be available for the sexual desires, but not to force those desires on one or other. Unfortunately, what happens is that over the years, some cultural traditions took over, and they mixed that with the religion. Whenever the subject of sex comes, little girls are told that you should be shy, you should not expose anything, and sex is bad. Parents do talk about it, and the main message they get, women shouldn't think about sex. People who have sexual desires may not even go to Jannah. You can only think about sex after the marriage. And somehow, when the message goes to the little girl, these words ingrained, and they associated sex with shame and guilt. And so what happens is, modesty and shyness is fine, but once it reaches to shame and guilt, that stays with them. Then what happens, sex is always associated with guilt and shame. So even after the marriage, some women are hesitant to be naked in front of the husband, because that's guilt and shame. And even when sexual act is done, performed, there is a feeling of guilt. I'm doing the right thing. Although it was explained clearly that after the marriage, sex is part of your life. It is not only for reproduction or procreation, but also to enjoy. I remember one place reading Imam Ghazali, who is the most respected theologian. He said, sex is for enjoyment also. So when you talk about enjoyment, how can you have associate the guilt with this? So, but the early teaching, sometimes it takes long. Now coming back to that, women are told that you should have love of your husband, and you should definitely respond to his sexual desires. I think that there's nothing wrong with it. But women do that. Women seek the love of husband, but they do have sexual desires. But somehow they don't express, because of the teaching for many years that you don't think sex. So how can they develop the skills to express?
Now, why is this different? Why are we getting two different messagings for boys and girls?
It's a male domineering society. It's not just now,
Okay.
but for generations. It's men always control women. So men can get away with things, women cannot. If you talk about sex, the message should be clear. It is haram or it is unacceptable for both genders, men and women, to have any sexual relationship before marriage.
Right.
Okay? But men can get away with that, women cannot. Because if a woman is found to have sexual relationship before marriage, the entire family and even the community, the friends, the society experience guilt. If a man has a sexual relationship, you do not see the same thing. There is no lesser sin. in that. Why? Because, again, oh, he's the boys are the boys. No, boys are not the boys. Boys have the same sense of moral behavior, same responsibility of moral behavior like women. But now coming back to this subject, because women are very concerned, the parents are very concerned that the girls don't become pregnant or involved with that, they try to really put a lot of restrictions on them. In our society, especially here, I totally understand that they have to be very strictly, have a strict moral upbringing because of the choices, because of the temptations. But unfortunately, they should be given the right teachings. How many women before they're married are told you can express your sexual desires to the man? Nobody.
Yes, nobody.
Nobody. They may say that, look, you should be available to the sex, sexual advances from the man.
Yes.
But they never say you can express. How many women really ask, I'm feeling sexy today? Men always do that. So it is not right to say that women only need love and support, emotional support.
Yes.
Not sexual satisfaction, and you will get that by submitting yourself to the sexual desires. So that's not a correct statement.
So it's not scientifically true, it's not religiously true that there's any major difference between men and women having sexual needs. It's a cultural presupposition that men are entitled to sex, but women are supposed to submit to sex but not desire it in order to be righteous. Did I sum that up okay?
Absolutely
Okay.
correct statement, that with a religious point of view, with a physiological point of view, psychological point of view, that is incorrect. Both have similar sexual desires. It is a difference in expression. Because men do not hesitate to express because they never learn to control the expression. Women have taught from the age maybe 2, 3, 4 till they're married to control the expression of sexual desires. That's not correct. You should have definitely say control behaving on your sexual desires, but not expressing. In fact, before the marriage, if it is in my hand, I would say all young women who are getting married must have a lesson to say, free to express your feelings. And I will tell you why. When men approach and women submit it, it takes men a very short period to have orgasm. As soon as they ejaculate, they withdraw. Women may not have been even aroused at the time. If they do that, they never experience the real pleasure of sex. Now, is that right that women shouldn't experience that? And the reason many women just accept that, they thought that's it. So they do not look forward to have sex because it's not giving them the same pleasure as it is giving to the man. And when the man approaches, they submit because they learn to submit, but not enjoy.